Pero sa trial, aliwala kayo, 4 lang ang boboto ng conviction.
Pero sir,
What makes you say that, attorney?
Kasi ang mga pusakal na kontra kay BP Sara, si Contereros, si Pangilinan, si Lacson, si Soto, yung 4 na yun, definitely conviction yun.
Is that what it's going to come down to? Party lines? Isn't it going to come down to the
Sa tingin
evidence?
ko, kasi unang-una, wala kang ebidensya. Sabi nga ng depensa, wala kayong ultimate facts. You want us to respond to your complaint, but there are no ultimate facts for us to respond to. So, ba't nyo kami pipilitin?
The evidence in one of the charges has to do with the confidential funds. It's, of course, the COA notice of disallowance for two.
My
One was
goodness.
73 million.
Ikaw naman, hindi ba yung notice of disallowance, hindi pa nga final yun? How can that be a basis for an impeachable offense?
Sir, good of you to join us, sir. Sir, ano muna, reaction muna dun sa testimony ni Ramin Madriaga sa Justice Committee?
Puro namang kasinungalingan, isa lang ang totoo doon.
Which
Ano
one,
yung
sir?
totoo? Ano yung totoo?
Yung kasinungalingan niya, yun ang totoo.
Sir, would you like to elaborate?
Pati nga pangalan niya. Pati pangalan niya, baka hindi rin totoo anyway. Kasi napaka-incredible lahat ng mga kwento niya eh. Wala pa. At saka marami ng pasinungaling sa mga binanggit niya. Yung, di ba, may perjury case. At yung mga ebidensya against him, rebutting all his claims, ang lalakas, documentary and testimonial evidence. Tingnan natin, yung mga naalala ko lang.
Sige, sir.
Yung di ba, meron siyang sinasabi sa affidavit niya na yung asawa ni Attorney Kilala. Kung may doon sa pagdadala ng mga pera-pera, nakita niya na nagdadrive. Yung pala, sa buhay niya, hindi pa siya nakapag-drive, walang lisensya. Kasi sabi, sinungaling siya doon. Pangalawa, yung sinasabi niya doon sa isip, di ba, pinasinungalingan din siya ni Attorney Kilala. Yung pala, kaya na organisasyon, siya nga nag-suggestion doon dahil gusto niya raw, crush niya raw si BP Sara. Kaya gusto mo mapalapit, ganitong gawin mo. Pangatlo, di ba meron din yung sinasabi, painting na siya naman nagbigay, o pinasinungalingan na naman siya. Pangapat, biro mo sasabihin niya, binigay siya ng 25 million ni Presidente Duterte, sus, Joseph. Sa BPI, di ba nung ako ang abogado ni Presidente Duterte doon? Ba sa BPI, di ba sabi ni Trillanes doon milyon-milyon ng pera.
Sir, I think we lost you.
Wala.
Sir, okay, we'll try to get him back. We'll try to get Attorney Sal Panela back. Si Attorney Panela was trying to go through the list of sabi niya, mga inconsistencies doon sa testimonya ni Ramin Madriaga. Do we have Attorney Sal back? Okay, sige. We're calling him again. Among sa mga binanggit ni Attorney Sal,
Yeah, go ahead.
yung painting na binigay daw ni Ramin Madriaga, according to Madriaga, kay BP Sara, yun nga, lumabas sa social media na isang Davao artist nagsasabi na hindi, doon sa Davao artist nang galing yung nasabing painting. There's been a back and forth there. Although may nilabas ang abogado ni Madriaga na ibang painting, mukhang kamukha. In other words, parehong style. Okay, we have Attorney Sal back. Sir!
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi,
Napunta mo kaya?
Attorney.
Yeah.
Okay na
dahil
po.
ang sinasabi ko kanina, talagang napaka-incredible ng mga kwento niya. Biro mo, meron pang assassination plot, meron pang... samantalang si President Duterte noon, pag publicly sinasabi niya na siya nga pumipigil sa mga gustong mag-kutita, dahil hindi siya naniniwala doon. Gusto niya, kayo eleksyon. Eleksyon kayo, hindi yung kutita.
Pero sir, di ba si Duterte, noong January of 2024 ba yun, he called for sedition. Called for secession. Secession of Mindanao. So it's not like he's very careful all the time with regard to issues like that.
Yun naman, you should be used to the former president. Magaling siyang mag-float ng isang idea, tinitingnan niya. Kung mga sinasabi niya palagi, yung punong kahoy, niluyup-yup ko lang para makita ko ang reaction.
Yes, sir. I get you, sir. But at the same time, the argument could also go both ways. The president, that also makes it possible, not necessarily likely, but possible that the president could have also made some statement that would also be outrageous in the sense that you're talking about right now.
Hindi rin, alam mo, I don't know kung, di ba marami na akong best nagsalita about. Ako mismo ay naging hikayat sa kanya na mag-declare siya ng revolutionary government. Di ba? Yan ang advocacy ko nun, revolutionary government. And twice, as Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, I formally asked him in a memorandum, dalawang beses, sabi ko, you have a constitutional basis for declaring a revolutionary government. Pero tinanggihan niya. And every time, nilalayasan kami sa cabinet meeting, pag naiinis siya. Sabi niya, bahala na kayo, basta ako, ayoko na. Tapos nalapitan ko siya. O sabi ko kasi sa'yo, mag-declare ka na ng revolutionary government. Alam mo, sinasabi niya palagi sa akin noon? Sabi niya, hindi man gagaling sa akin yan. Kung gusto nila, mag-declare sila. Sa kanila ko hindi lang leader na, I will not do that, Sal, because akala nila gagawin ko lang yan para manatili sa kapangyarihan. Hindi ako interesado. Nakayasan ko na nga kayo. Pero sabi, ayaw niya yun. Abogado yan eh. Gusto niya palaging nasa tamang proseso, constitutional way palagi. Ako naman, sa akin kasi constitutional din yung Declaration of Revolutionary Government. So, madaling sabi, hindi kami nagkakatugma sa parting yun. Pero ayaw niya talaga ayaw niya ng overthrow. Gusto niya palagi, kung ano yung maliwanag, election tayo.
Sir, that's interesting. You twice asked him to declare Rev Gov.
Again, coming back to inciting to
is it the
sedition.
That's documented. I sent him 2 memoranda advising him to declare.
But sir, what's the basis? What's the
Kasi
constitutional basis for that?
ang basis ko kasi noon, may pandemic eh. May problema tayong malaki. Sabi ko, yung constitution naman di ba, sinasabi noon, pag naririyan, pwede ka mag-declare ng martial law, pwede ka mag-ganito. Sabi ko, ano bang kaibahan ng pandemic? Saka yung panganib sa estado, ganun din yun.
Yes, sir. Pero sir, Rev Gov is different from martial law. Martial law, the Constitution sets the parameters on what is allowed.
Isa pa, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Ed, isa pa. Ang pinaka-basis ko, under the Constitution, there is only one paramount duty of a president or a government. And he heads the government. And that is to serve and to protect. Sabi ko, yan lang ang gamitin mo eh. Pag nakikita mo ang sitwasyon na kailangan mong bigyan ng proteksyon at magdeklara ka ng ganito, pwede.
To serve and protect, but also to uphold the Constitution, Attorney. But anyways, let's move on. I wanted to ask you about one of the things that I think, people are saying that Ramil Madriaga was able to disprove, which is that they knew each other and that they had a professional working relationship. Because initially, Vice President Sara Duterte's camp, I think, said that she had no personal relations at all. And yet, during the hearings, Ramil Madriaga put out photos and videos showing that they do know each other.
Ikaw naman, ano ba yung photos and videos? It doesn't mean na dahil magkasama kayo, magkakilala na kayo, you're dealing with each other professionally or personally. Ako lang, makikita mo, ang dami nagpapapicture, daming kausap sa video and all that. It doesn't mean na kilala ko sila. Di ba?
Of course not, but he also alludes to conversations, real conversations that he's had with the Vice President and with the former President Rodrigo Duterte.
Teka muna. Ang sinasabi niya, tumatawag sa kanya. How did you prove that na tumatawag nga sa kanya? Di ba? Sasabihin niya ka, boses, how do you prove that? Si Atty. Paulo.
What about this video na nagsasurface?
Unverifiable. In other words, hindi mo mababalidate. Hindi mo mabalidate yung mga sinasabi niya. And you cannot prove it.
Di ba?
How can you prove that? Ano pa? Ikaw,
Attorney, what about this video na Itong video na nag-happy birthday si Vice President kay Ram Madriaga. What do you think of that?
Yun.
Ayan,
Tingnan nyo let's use our common sense. Pag ikaw ba ako, halimbawa, sir, pa-video naman, happy birthday. Sino ba yan? Sir, si ganito. Hindi ko kilala yan. Sir, ito yung pangalan niya, pwede ba? Madali sabi, the fact alone na mayroong pangalan din yung Madriaga na binabati niya, ibig sabihin, hindi niya kilala yun. But otherwise, ang gagawin niya, Ram, ano na lang siya sa video, kinausap niya, personal. Di ba? Pag kilala mo, madaling i-greet sa video, hi.
Yes, of course.
Hindi yung, I'm greeting you, tapos meron ka pang poster. Diyos ko naman, hindi mo kilala.
Sir,
Attorney,
there's another video that was used in the hearing kung saan, video to kung saan inabot ni VP Sara ang bandera kay, supposedly kay Ramil Madriaga, tapos may pagbabanggit na si Ram, tapos inabot yung bandera sa kanya. So it does give the appearance, at least by appearance, na magkakilala sila.
Not necessarily. Pag ikaw inimbita sa isang event, di ba dami mga tao doon? At halimbawa, iabot mo yan. Marami ng beses akong ganyan. Inimbitan ako, di ko naman kakilala kung kahit sino ron. Tapos sasabihin, sir, kailangan bigyan mo ng plaki yan. Ganito, iabot mo sa kanya. Di iabot ko. May video ka. Kasi nakilala ko yun. Pero kami relasyon.
Sige, sir.
Attorney,
Yeah,
attorney,
yeah.
yung testimony ni Ramil Madriaga, no? He's talking, marami siya mga detalye na indicating na within the inner circle eh. Natatandaan niyo ba siya? At all?
Naku,
Parang
Hindi,
parang
alam
aranggo
mo,
na siya
sabi
doon.
ko
So,
nga,
yun ang sinasabi
alam mo.
ng mga kampo niyo, no?
paulit-ulit ko na kasi sinasabi sa programa ko, I have a program every day. Hindi
Yeah.
ko pa, ngayon ko lang nakita mukha niya. Tapos tinawagan ko yung mga staff ng Malacanang noon. Sir, namin kilala yan. Parang ngayon lang namin nakakilala yan, nakikita ang pangalan yan. Wala, kahit sinong tanongin mo na, malapit si Bongo, malapit si PRD, hindi siya kilala eh. Yung mga PhD, hindi rin siya kilala. O, madalit sabi, puro kasinungalingan yan. Ang totoo lang, yung kasinungalingan niya, yung totoo yan, nagsisinungaling siya. Saka ang
Sa mga
kapansin-pansin,
security escort,
ay,
hindi
nga
siya
na-
kilala?
Meron pa rin isang bagay, no? Ang kapansin-pansin,
Oh.
yung mga dinideklara niya, parang narinig ko na dati yan si Trillanes. Hindi niyo ba napapansin yung mga sinasabi niya, parang narinig na natin si Trillanes yun. Tungkol sa pera, tungkol sa ganito, tungkol sa ganito.
Yeah. So, attorney, you're right, no? Photos and videos don't establish anything. I was just pointing to the fact. And I leave it to the lower house to establish whether there's a relationship or a connection there. But you're right. But the thing is, in these kinds of allegations, wala naman talagang definitive proof. For example, nung na-interview namin yung abogado ni Ramil Madriaga, we asked him, how can you prove that he did meet with President Marcos and former President Duterte in the same room where he was given that instruction na magta-term sharing sila. And he said that, of course, there's not going to be any photos there. Bakit naman sila magpo-photo, di ba? That was a highly confidential discussion. And I am going to compare it to the allegations of the 18 Marines, which are also pretty big allegations, right? And yet you believe them. Wala din naman hard evidence doon. What's the difference between the two?
Ang difference no, yung sa mga marino, sila mismo yung involved at meron din silang mga pictures na, saka, unang-una, sino ba, hindi naman ang galing yun sa marino in the first place, galing yung kay Saldico. Binabalidate lang nga nila yung sinasabi ni Saldico. At si Saldico naman, sinasabi niya, tamo, nababalidate ako ng mga marino. O yun ang kaibahan nun. Nababalidate talaga yung mga ginawa ng isa't isa according to them, from their stories. Pero ito, siya lang ang nagkikwento eh. Walang nagbabalidate ng sinasabi niya.
I think there were, hindi ko sure hindi ko alam who else they've got lined up to testify. But there are some others that are validating it, I think.
Wala yung gawagawa lang nila. At saka isa pa, yan naman Committee on Justice, hindi ko maintindihan. Ano ba ginagawa nila ngayon? Nagsimula sa kanila yung word na mini trial. Nung nabanatan sila, atras sila, hindi, preliminary investigation lang ito. Ay kung preliminary investigation, determining of probable cause. Ba't ganyan ang ginagawa niyo? Supina kayo rito, supina ka. Pangalawa, kasi pag preliminary investigation, ang trabaho lang ng piskal, tatanggapin yung ebidensya mo at magdi-decide siya whether on the basis of the evidence presented to them, merong probable cause. Sila, dahil sila ang magiging piskal doon, sila ang prosecutor, sila ang naghahanap ng ebidensya, tinutulungan nila ang complainant. Supina dito, supina doon. Okay, makikita mo, moro-moro talaga yan.
But
It's a formal
aren't they-
conclusion. They will recommend, this committee will recommend the transmission sa Senado, sa plenary.
Yeah.
Makukuha nila ang boto sa plenary, definitely. Pero sa trial, maliwala kayo, 4 lang ang boboto ng conviction.
Pero sir,
What makes you say that, attorney?
Kasi ang mga pusakan na kontra kay BP Sara, si Contiveros, si Pangilinan, si Lacson, si Soto, yung 4 na yun, definitely conviction yun.
Is that what it's going to come down to? Party lines? Isn't it going to come down to the
Sa tingin
evidence?
ko, kasi unang-una, wala kang ebidensya. Sabi nga ng depensa, wala kayong ultimate facts. You want us to respond to your complaint, but there are no ultimate facts for us to respond to. So, ba't yung kami pipilitin?
The evidence in one of the charges has to do with the confidential funds. It's of course the COA notice of disallowance for 2.
My
One was
goodness.
73 million.
Ikaw naman, hindi ba yung notice of disallowance hindi pa nga final yun? How can that be a basis for an impeachable offense or for a crime? Hindi pa meron nga silang MR, tapos meron pang unqualified opinion na they followed strictly the procedure sa auditing. Ibig sabi, bago mo mag-file ng ganyan, kailangan final na yung disallowance mo.
well, sir,
Diba,
sir,
in-appeal
as
na
far
nga.
as the COA is concerned, they
In-appeal na.
denied the petition for review.
Correct.
Yeah.
Meron
Final na.
pending nga eh. So hindi pa final yan.
Yes, sir.
Pupunta ka pa sa CA, pupunta ka pa sa Supreme Court, madaling sabi, hindi final.
Sir, but yung sa Supreme Court, sir, that's for certiorari. It is not, they will not be making any decision on that based on the correctness of the judgment, but on whether or not there was jurisdiction and or abuse of discretion. So it's not exactly about the correctness of the judgment of the COA, but on whether or not it overreached.
It refers to the correctness kasi pag mali ka, ibig sabihin may grave abuse of discretion ka. Inabuso mo yung kapangyarihan mo. Nagre-resolve ka na may irregularity, yung pala wala. O di, kailangan talaga.
No, sir. I mean, what I mean is the merits of the judgment. That's not what they refer to when the Supreme Court reviews a case of a constitutional commission under Rule 65. It's whether or not that there was a grave abuse or whether there was no jurisdiction to begin with. Hindi ko ba ganun yan? I'm sorry, I think we're losing you, sir.
Nawala ulit. Nawala
That was
ulit.
a certiorari, and you're right, they decided on
Yeah.
the petition already.
Yeah. Nawala siya ulit.
Hi, sir. Can you hear, sir?
Ayun.
Can you hear, sir?
Sabi ko, pag hindi mo sinunod yung isang proseso, deciding yung irregular, yung disbursement o hindi, pag hindi mo sinunod yon, meron kang grave abuse of discretion. Kaya pupunta yung respondent sa taas at doon sasabihin ng court, hindi mo mali ka yata rito. Sinabi mo na may irregularity, hindi naman. So may abuse of... Madalit sabi, hindi final yung sinasabi ng COA. Kasi subject to review.
So you're saying that this is not an impeachable case until there is judgment by the Supreme
Definitely,
Court.
it's not.
But in which case, sir, it is then it. Okay, sige. I'm sorry, I'm afraid we're just going around in circles. But,
sige,
sir,
iba naman.
okay, let me put it this way, sir.
Attorney.
Sir, the judgment was rendered not by COA, not by any other body of COA, but by, in particular, the Intelligence and Confidential Funds Auditing
Division.
ICFAO, Auditing Office, which is the one body in COA which determines and enforces circular number 1 of 2015, the joint circular on the use of confidential funds. So basically, sir, it's the one and only body that makes the determination on the use of the confidential intelligence funds. That in itself, sir, doesn't that carry a lot of weight?
No, kahit na there is only one body that will determine, it will still be subject to the constitutional injunction that you have to follow the process. Pag nag-violate ka dyan, subject to the Supreme Court ruling na mali ka. Oh, that reminds me, hindi ba nasabi nila 125 million yung kini-question nila? Yung pala, mukhang bumaba na yun kasi
It's 73,
merong final
sir.
decision yata ako.
Dalawang tranches, 73, and the other one is 300 and 300, was it 373?
Basta bumaba na. In other words, kita mo, yung demanda mo, 125 million, yung pala, hindi naman. Hindi doon, may mali ka na ulit.
Attorney, sa next hearing daw, ang magiging focus naman is the wealth of the Vice President and probably her husband. Ano po kaya magiging, would you know kung ano yung magiging legal action? Or
yung sinasabi,
or reaction?
Tingnan mo ha. Tingnan mo yung sa Ilgatin na yun. Sinasabi nila, kaya
sige.
nila dinidimanda kasi daw yung SALN mula daw noong 2000, whatever year, hanggang sa presently, nagtaasan daw. By I think more than, magkano ba yun? More than mga 15 million ang increase. Kaya sabi nila, that alone proves na may ill-gotten sus Mariosep naman. Unang-una, yung period of 10 years, kung marunong ka, masinop ka ang tao, pwede kang mag-accumulate ng ganyang amount. Pangalawa, the fact alone, na dinideklara mo yan sa SALN mo, ibig sabihin, you can justify the increase. Ibig sabihin, ang tinago. So, paano nila
Pero kung
mapapurban ng ill-gotten?
Kung ikukumpara sa income tax return, na mukhang itatawagin din yata.
The fact alone nga na nagbigay ka ng SALN mo, ibig sabihin, yung income taxes mo will coincide with what you have filed. Hindi na hindi gagawa yun ng... kaya nga sinasabi ko yung mga SALN na yan, kung marunong yung magnanakaw, they will never put that na mahuhuli sila. Tatago nila yan. Hindi nila i-declare.
The total amount of for confidential funds that she is being alleged to have misused is 612.5 million, 612.5 million pesos. The notices of disallowance were already issued for yun nga, the 73 million pesos and another tranche for 300 and plus million pesos. So the overarching question that people are asking, attorney, is why doesn't she just turn up and face these allegations? Because the thing that we keep coming back to is this is due process for her as well, right? Hindi lang for the accusers, hindi lang for the complainants, but it's also a chance for her to finally clear her name.
O hindi ba, kaya nga sabi niya, di-file it sa impeachment, kung trial tayo sa Senado, ano ba tawag mo nun? She's willing to face it. Kaya nga sinasabi niya, file niyo na. Nagmumuro-muro pa kayo dyan eh. Alam niyo naman na ipapile niyo yan. Ba't niyo pa pinapatagal? You know why pinapatagal nila dyan sa Committee of Justice? Because they're using this procedure to be a forum and a platform for free publicity to continue destroying the reputation and character of PRRD as well as the daughter. Yun lang naman ang ano nila. Para sa kanila yun dahil eleksyon. 2028, kailangan nila yun. Libre ang publicidad.
Pero attorney, wala nang pag-asa ba na mag-participate yung Duterte camp dito sa proceedings sa House?
Ay, malabo na ho yun kasi sinabi na nga nila, gusto nyo kami mag-participate. Unang-una, irregular yung ginagawa nyo. Kasi you will just find supposed to be the existence of a probable cause. Eh kayo na nga nagsabi,
But-
sufficient informant substance eh. Ano ba ba? You're contradicting yourself. Kala ko ba, sufficient na yung aligasyon. Ibig sabihin, may mga ebidensya na kayo. Pero ang ginagawa nyo, nagsusumpi na kayo ng kung ano-ano dahil wala kayong ebidensya. Pangalawa, ang ginagawa nyo, hindi naman po pwedeng i-cross-examine ng mga abogado. Eh, ba't di nyo padalhin sa Senate para doon tayo maglaban?
Pero sir, hindi ba allowed yung mga fiscal, for example, to subpoena documents,
Question.
subpoena ad testificandum and duces tecum under Rule 112 of the Rules of Criminal
At the
Procedure?
behest, at the behest, at the request of the complainant, not the fiscal mismo. Kasi pag ikaw ang gagawa na, tinutulungan mo yung nagdidimanda.
No,
Hindi yung trabaho mo.
I think
Ang
Congresswoman
trabaho
Luis
mo,
Tro...
just to determine the existence of a probable cause on the basis of the evidence presented before your office.
Yes. No,
Hindi
I
yung-
think Congresswoman
hindi
Luis
ikaw
Tro...
magsusupina.
Yeah, Congresswoman Luis Tro did clarify this to us. Sabi niya, it has to be the complainant who has to file the subpoena, to have to
Hindi wala
request the
naman ang
papers.
file. Di ba sila nagpasupina eh?
Yes, pero
Kaya hindi ba wala naman nag-file?
sigurado ako, sir, that alam nila to because Congresswoman Luisa told us that it has to be the complainants to do it.
But they have already done it, di ba? They have issued subpoenas na without the complainant requesting or asking for it. Kaya nga nabanatan na sila eh.
Yung-
Ngayon, umaatras sila kasi they realize mali sila.
But isn't this also this hearing to find probable cause, to determine probable cause, also a result of that Supreme Court decision, which obviously was triggered by not former Duterte, but Vice President Sara Duterte's camp. They say they're just complying with the Supreme Court's new rules on it.
Ang sinasabi nila, ang reklamo nyo noon walang due process. Sabi ng Supreme Court, bigyan nyo ng due process. Ngayon, sabi nila, kaya kami nag-hearing ngayon. Teka muna. Hindi nyo yata naiintindihan ng tinatawag na due process. Ang due process is, in a nutshell, sinasabi na, before you condemn, kailangan pakinggan mo muna yung side. Okay? So, sinabihan nila si Sara, ito, may demanda sa'yo. Sagutin mo. Ang sabi naman ng Inday Sara, paano namin sasagutin yan? Wala kang ultimate facts na inalis. So, kadali sabi, hindi kami pupunta dyan. So, nagre-reklamo sila, bakit tayo mong bigyan samantalang binibigyan ka nga namin ng due process? You know, due process includes the waiver of your right to defend yourself. If they feel, the respondents feel, that they don't have to appear, that's part of due process.